basically you say in the movie that communism is a good idea that failed because of bad people, because of failures of people.
Not really. Well,
you say
I
the
think
model failed, and it's on us to make it work. Okay,
yes,
so
but
people
the problem,
are responsible for.
The problem was with the model. So it's not just practical mistakes of people, bad people, who happen to be there, like Stalin. He was a horrible person. I agree with that, but the failure of communism is not just related to the fact that Stalin was horrible and paranoid. That is an issue, but that is not the whole issue. That is not the whole problem. For me, the crisis and the failure of communism lies with a very major, deep, theoretical mistake that communists and socialists in the 20th century made, actually. They did not understand that socialism and communism should be an expansion of democracy, and they cannot exist without democracy. Actually, I understand socialism as the expansion of democracy beyond politics and creating economy and societies that are really democratic.
But people made this failure. They failed to understand that. And because of their failure, people suffered, and hundreds and tens of millions of people also died, and not only by Stalin. So my question was, how can you explain, in the movie it shows pictures of Che Guevara and of Lenin in your office, and these people are responsible of so many deaths and suffering.
I do not agree with you.
Che Guevara is not responsible for deaths of people.
Well, Che Guevara is a revolutionary. He fought, and people were killed in these struggles, of course. But I think that Che Guevara is a fighter for justice.
But there's evidence that he himself executed people, prisoners.
Also gay people, I think.
There are many debates on that. I refer you to the biography of Che Guevara that was published in Hebrew. Many debates. What happened, really happened, and didn't happen. I do not think that Che Guevara was a saint. That is not the issue. I think it is a manifestation or an example of a person who really fought in very difficult conditions for social justice and social change. Lenin, for me, is an example of the most successful revolutionary of the 20th century. Lenin was very far away from Stalin and Stalinism. You can refer to the testament that Lenin wrote before he died and was actually hidden by Stalin and his associates, whereby he actually warned his comrades from Stalin and from his methods.
But he's still responsible for so many innocent deaths.
Well, every leader in the history of the world is responsible for deaths of people. Benjamin Netanyahu is responsible for deaths of people. Levi Eshkol is responsible
tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions.
No, I don't agree with you that Lenin is responsible for tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of innocent people. That is not correct. You can read the biographies, not only biographies of the beginning of the 20th century. You can read the recent biographies. For example, let me recommend a biography of Lenin by Tariq Ali, published last year, or the very interesting book published also last year, October, by China Melville on the history of the Russian Revolution. You can read, all these things.
Lenin didn't murder political rivals?
No, he didn't.